I'm not gonna lie to you guys, ever since I discovered that manufacturers like to hide screws behind these little stoppers and stuff, that totally opened up a whole new world of things I was able to repair, because everything really is just parts and part numbers. You just gotta be able to get to it with a wrench. So here's a tough one, Inception type crap. So this little tightening thing doesn't work. It keeps allowing my camera to droop, and that's really annoying, so I'm gonna try to fix that today. It's Inception because I'm recording a video of me fixing the tripod that I usually use to record YouTube videos. Got the trusty little baby flathead to pop off these little covers here. Figure out how hard it is to do this without a tripod. Not really something I'd normally service, you know. Being broke sucks sometimes, but when you make the most of it, it kind of teaches you a lot of stuff, you know? Like, some people might just replace this tripod, but I can't afford that. These things are kind of spendy. I got this one for free. Dave gave it to me, so I want to take care of it. I think it's only standard screws. That's lovely. Anyways, it's cool they actually put grease in it. Maybe I can re-grease it more in here. But anyways, I now have this piece detached. I'd like to pop this side off, but oh, there we go. It just slides right out. So, as you can see, we have a little ring. This is kind of how I expected it works. They have a little clamp ring, and this handle that you use to adjust it doubles as a tightener. And when you tighten that, it pinches this ring, and when you loosen it, it loosens the ring. But if my suspicion is correct, we got a stripped bolt. It does appear to be the case. If you can look in there real careful, you can see there's stripped threads on that little bolt right here. Let me using a little pointer guy. This bolt that goes through the threaded portion on this band is stripped right here. So it can only get so tight. And as you might imagine, that's right where it was spending most of its time. This is a really old tripod. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this whole thing out of here if I can. And I'm going to probably just cut this off and weld a bolt onto it and grind it all flush and everything. But we'll see how that goes. Either way, first thing I need to do is get this out, which it should just unscrew. Let's see why it wouldn't. Unless we got stripped threads on the bolt part as well. On the band, they look decent. But I can always go 1/4 and weld a nut on there. But the threads on the band look okay. So I have a 1/4 nut and bolt. Unfortunately, this is actually not 1/4, it's metric, but they're roughly the same diameter. So I'm thinking I can just weld it to this. Since I'm cutting all that up anyways, might as well just go the extra step and weld the nut on there, because these threads are starting to wear out. So I might as well just do a little preventative maintenance while I'm in there. Since I'm already sick of holding this phone, I'm going to try to make this telescope tripod work. Well, that's neat. It turns out the thread on the bottom of my telescope is the same as the thread on the back of this magnetic mount, so that's going to work out perfect. Leveling this thing and getting it all straight is going to be a real pain in the ass. I don't have that kind of precision here in this shop, unfortunately, but I can make it work. You can always make it work. The way I'm going to do that is, since I know this is a bit thicker at the end, than this is. I'll set this little bent piece of metal there as a shim to keep that level. And then this still isn't quite at the same height there, so I'm going to use washers and stack them until this is at the same height, and then I'm going to throw another nut there so that it stays square. So. Eyeball it either way. So up and down is good. Now I just need to keep it straight when I tack it, which is going to be a real balancing act. But again, there's a will, there's a way. And I got a will, just not necessarily a way. Very careful. Well, friends, come off the later, most people. I'll grind those threads out when I'm done, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you guys, ever since I discovered that manufacturers like to hide screws behind these little stoppers and stuff, that totally opened up a whole new world of things I was able to repair, because everything really is just parts and part numbers. You just got to be able to get to it with a wrench. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one. God bless.